Meanwhile, opposition groups in Hong Kong hold a very different view over electoral reform. They staged a protest after the central government released the decision. For more analysis on this reform, I'm joined by Wang Shuwen. He's a political analyst and former deputy chief of International Business Daily. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's begin by showing our viewers a graphic.
It's a pleasure.
It spells out some of the differences as you and I talk about this, and there seems to be quite a few, but the central government's decision has sparked some public debate there. And for people looking at this graphic, we can see what the differences of opinion are. What's your thought on the significance of the reform?
Personally, I think the decision of the Standing Committee on National People's Congress is a big step forward towards the realization of direct general election of the chief executive of Hong Kong. It's an important step, but this is just the first step. Then the decision would have to be considered by the Legislative Council of Hong Kong. And after it is adopted by 2/3 majority and approved by the Chief Executive of Hong Kong, it will come back to the National People's Congress Standing Committee for approval. And then by 2017, and it will be realized. I mean, the general direct election will be realized. That means one voter, one vote, direct election. That will be a big, step forward. But right now, there are some different opinions from the pan-democratic sect. And their made a proposal and is to nominate the candidates for the chief executive by the candidates themselves. I think Hong Kong is a pluralistic society, and people are free to express their different opinions. That's good. But any opinion expressed, any move made, must be made within the framework of the basic law of Hong Kong and under the principle of one country, two systems. Going beyond that would be against law. And that is not good for Hong Kong, not good for the economic development of Hong Kong, not good for the political reform of Hong Kong. If the present decision of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress cannot be passed in Hong Kong, then the old practice will have to remain, and that is, the election of the chief executive will follow the old way. That will be a procrastination, serious procrastination for the political reform of Hong Kong's electoral system.
We've seen these two camps which were outlined in that report. How would you break them down, the central government versus the opposition, and is there room for compromise for both?
And I don't see there's any room for compromise on the part of the central government, because direct general election, that is what most of the Hong Kong people demand. They require that. And according to the basic law of Hong Kong, by the way, the basic law of Hong Kong is the most important law of Hong Kong. It plays the role of constitution for Hong Kong. And it stipulates that the candidates for the chief executive should be nominated by a nominating committee, 2 or 3 candidates, and not nominated by people themselves. That is the law. And the basic law was laid down by the time of Hong Kong's restoration to China. And we cannot go beyond that law. And by the way, under the principle of one country, two systems, one country prevails over two systems. Both Hong Kong and the Chinese mainland belong to the one and the same China. Without one country, two systems cannot be talked about. So it is good for people to voice different ideas, and it is good for people to have consultation and discussion. Actually, the National People's Congress sent people holding a discussion and participated by people from all walks of life, including representatives of the pan-democratic sects. And after consultation, discussion, and we should, all the people in different sects, should sit down and consider how to realize, how to deliver the decision of the National People's Congress
Well, we're gonna,
and push
I'm
the
afraid
reform.
We've run out of time, but we're going to have to leave it there. But thank you so much for your analysis, Wang Shuwen, joining us from Beijing. Appreciate it.